Welcome back to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. I guess Wayne is the one that does the introductions now. You got, you got Wayne, Tim, and Ethan. Ethan's feeling a little under the weather. I don't know. Maybe Golden State lost sometime recently or something. I don't know. I ain't been following them. But we finally on the win column. We finally got a W. And lo and behold, we had a bench today.
It's true.
And out of everything that we saw, I'm most encouraged. We still got Harden, the same. He had a blip in the road the last game, but he looked like he right back at it again this game. So 3 out of the 4 games, Harden looked like the old Harden.
I agree.
We had a solid game from Toby. Toby was more aggressive this game. I did appreciate that. He got to hit them open shots. I ain't even realized coming into this game he was shooting 43% from 3 or something around that amount. But he was shooting them. I mean, he had a few of them though. I don't know what his percentage was tonight, but he got to be aggressive. Now all we need is and Embiid was efficient. Embiid he only shot 13 times. He made his trips to the line. Or what he shot more than 13. He shot 13, 8 for 13 and 26 points. So even though he only had 5 boards, the rest of the team helped out. Maybe what we was talking about B going down there and making himself a presence physically. Maybe he was doing a boxing out and other guys was grabbing the rebounds tonight. So. But all in all, it was a good team win. I know y'all got some points on it, and I agree with some of the points y'all gonna bring up. So what you got? What you get from tonight, Ethan?
What I got, the ball movement was very good tonight.
Yep.
It started off with a lot of ball movement. You got everybody touches. You got everybody involved, and that carried on through the game. When everybody touched the ball and get involved, they engage. They ready. They warm. That plays a lot, man, instead of one person dribbling the ball all the time, man. And when it was time to go, Harden went and took over and did what he had to do. But you still had your other players on the team that still made big shots for you.
Yep.
The ball movement tonight was very good. And they said every time a ball came down for the rebound, Doc kept telling them, go push the pace, push the ball up the court. That's what I wanted to see. Doc knew he was on the hot seat, man. Mm-hmm. That ball movement, that ball rotation, the way the ball was swinging around, find an open man. Even if they didn't hit the shot, it still was a good shot because there was an open man. Everybody, bench came up huge tonight. Bench came up huge, man. That's what I wanted to see. I think he could have sprinkled a little Matisse in there more than at the end. You know what I mean? Because this, I know he in the contract year, and they, sometimes they do you dirty like that because they don't want you to go ahead and show your talent, but could have sprinkled him in a little bit, man. I do still have a little hope for Matisse. He can give you what what's the old head name we got?
You talking about Tucker? You talking about Tucker?
He gives you what Tucker do. All Tucker do is act like he want to fight somebody. Is that the toughness y'all want? So Matisse act like he want to fight somebody every game. Is that going to be the toughness we need? I mean, they Tucker a little bigger. He probably guard a little bigger players, but Matisse quick, he athletic, he can guard, better guards and faster players. So I think we can use him in certain situations. So I would try to get him out the doghouse a little bit if I was the coaches.
Yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to see as far as score, the 120s to compete in this NBA. You need the 115, 120. That's what you need to score on every given night. Last couple of nights, we was down in the 90s and the 80s. I ain't like that too much. I ain't like what I was seeing. But it goes back to the bench. The bench came in and they stepped up. The boy D'Anthony Melton is a baller, and this is what I wanted. This is my expectations from him. He started warming up the other day, and today he really was. He was warm. He was good. I still not feeling the boy Daniel House. For some reason I don't like him too much, but the Sixers did what they supposed to do. They beat the team they supposed to beat tonight, like they was supposed to do against the Spurs. So this was a good win. But I'm waiting for Wednesday night. Wednesday and Friday is the game that I'm waiting for. I want to see how they play against Toronto. Those are players. That's a playoff team. This is not a playoff team. This is a lottery team. So we did what we supposed to do against a lottery team. But I'm just holding out. If we do this against Toronto, then I know that we're officially back to where we're supposed to be.
Hey, listen, Master Craft. First of all, I think we all agree that Halliburton is a good player. I'm just saying I wouldn't have took Halliburton over Harden, especially Harden playing with this team the way that it is right now. I would have rather have Harden, especially if he's going to play the way he's playing now, which is what we kind of was hoping when we first got him. But Halliburton, I'm not mad at Halliburton. Halliburton's been balling this year. He should have been more aggressive shooting. Honestly, if Halliburton was more aggressive, it might have been better for them. Like he's looking to set all these other guys up and be a setup point guard. But when he puts his mind to it to score, Halliburton got a nice game.
But see, this is my point about ball movement, though. You see how different Harrell looked tonight when the ball was moving, coming his way.
Nah, he still was over. He got fouled by young boys that don't know how to play the position.
Listen, he got up the court and the ball moved around, man. He did what he had to do. He gave us good minutes, good 11 minutes. He gave us.
Did he even have any rebounds?
Let me say, Harrell had no
exactly. So you can't tell me. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. He got up the court. The ball found him. He went to the line. He was active, and you got all these other guys. Like you got young boys. They got young boys in their front court. You know what I'm saying? That, point blank. I'm still not sold on Harrell just yet. He made free throws, but it wasn't like he was down there. I mean, didn't he missed the dunk down low? He caught it like he still. I don't know. He don't look the same as like he did when he was going against Embiid when he was over there in Washington.
That's Paul Reed's minutes. We need to be playing.
Hold on, but Tucker only had 20 minutes tonight.
Well, Doc came out.
Is that just because of the matchup?
No, Doc said he's not playing him too much tonight, and he's going to lower his minutes because he's playing them too often.
He was never supposed to play.
Yes, and he don't give you nothing for all the minutes.
But Doc came back and said he's not going to play. He said he want to take away some of his minutes. That was
good.
That was a
So he got more money in less minutes. Man,
you want him in the playoffs.
That's a dream.
I'm ready for the playoffs. You don't want him right now.
That's fine with me as long as when it comes to playoff time and he bring that veteran presence and that toughness, which is what everybody's saying. That's the whole real reason you bring him. You wasn't necessarily bringing him here to score 14, 15 points a game. You brought him here for his veteran leadership and his presence, what the Sixers were missing. So I get that part, but I do agree with you. I would like to see a little bit more, some stats.
My man made a good point. Who said that? Paul Reed is terrible on defense. Martian Lynch. Paul Reed
I disagree with that.
Terrible. He got a steal as soon as he got in there. He got a steal.
Paul Reed is bad on D, man. Paul Reed is bad.
I don't think he's terrible on defense.
Sometimes
he still looks lost.
He gets lost. I saw that when
he does.
I purposely just watched him because I'm like, why isn't Doc playing him? And then I was like, oh, that's why Doc ain't playing.
We already know he could be a dummy sometimes.
he get lost.
Like when he started dribbling the ball and he got plucked. Like, why are you even putting the ball? Yeah. Like, where was you going with that?
Yeah, I mean, Doc is a reason behind not playing. My thing is maybe the more experience you gain playing, the better you'll get. But if you keep getting yanked in and out, I don't know.
And I agree with you, Tim, because that's just like in the playoffs. Honestly, like the first game that Doc actually gave him minutes, he fouled out or almost fouled out in like a short period of time. But then when he got back into the next game and knew that he was going to have some playing time, he played more under control.
Exactly.
So I think that Doc does a lot of these young boys disservice when he put them in there and it got them thinking, you know what I'm saying, looking over their shoulder all the time.
I agree with that.
I agree. G was Reed hustle. And you see that even if you at home, the same way, we hated TJ McConnell, but when TJ came in, the crowd got a little buzz to it and everything else. Sometimes you gotta let the young boy play. If Paul Reed come in there and he run around like an idiot for about 3 minutes, as long as he ain't hurting us, his plus minus was up.
TJ is a gimmick, man. It's so gimmicky. Like no one.
Hustle, man. He hustled.
It's all gimmick. He hustled. That's why. If you know,
them stills ain't gimmick. He almost brought him back in the game by himself.
He does that still every once again because nobody plans for the Pacers and nobody games playing for TJ McConnell.
Why? Then they should because now my biggest problem when he was with us was people overhyping him and wanting him to play over Markelle Fultz, who was your number one pick. That was my biggest issue with TJ McConnell. Like you were starting TJ and playing TJ over young talent. TJ is who he is, but you were sitting up there playing like benching young talent, a number one draft pick. You don't even want to give him no burn because you worried about giving TJ his minutes.
Yeah,
that didn't fly with me.
That was Brett Brown. He was in love with that bull. The only reason why
I agree with you, Brandon Stokes.
The only reason why TJ's in the league right now is because of Brett Brown. Brett Brown got that boy paid. He would have been in a Y right now. He should be chilling in the YMCA playing.
I agree with you, Brandon. So I agree with you.
I agree with Brandon too.
Yeah, Paul Wall. Call it Paul Wall. B-Ball Paul is Brandon Stokes said G League Paul is best used only when we need energy. I agree with that. He can come off, give you some energy, do some hacking, a little whacking, you know what I mean? And he give you about 5-6 good minutes off the bench. Anything over that, probably a little too much.
I think he should be the backup center. I think he should get the 11, 12 minutes that Embiid when Embiid is sitting.
I think we still got finest rotation. Niang played well tonight, but he struggles against certain teams. He actually struggles against the next team he's going to play Toronto.
Yeah. That's what I said. So, anybody that got a strong wing presence, we're going to struggle against. And that's what, like, we was fine today, but we're going against the what's the other Cameroonian guy?
Siakam.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Siakam tomorrow. That's the
Boucher. Is Boucher playing? Siakam, Boucher.
The young boy might not be playing. The one Tim said B hurt. They said he tweaked his ankle again.
Was that Boucher?
No, the rookie, the boy that was the rookie last year. What's his name? Where Raj at? Raj usually up in here talking. Now all of a sudden we get playing squad. Raj disappeared.
Raj be here. He didn't play either tonight.
Yeah, Turner been
You coming back Wednesday?
Barnes. Master Grass said Barnes. It was Barnes.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes.
So, listen, we're gonna stay in Toronto. I guess they back to back because they don't want to be coming in and out of Canada.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go there, get these 2 games. We need to sweep them. We need to sweep these 2 games. We got to get this thing back up and running. But I think we split.
I mean, even if we split, if we play solid and showing improvement or whatever and take a split, I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, if you playing 2 games, we playing 2 games up in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? You playing 2 games back up there. If we split,
let me ask you, what y'all think the difference was tonight than the other games? Was it the team?
The Pacers couldn't hit nothing to say they're live in the second quarter.
But I thought the Sixers played better defense. I thought the Sixers moved, to Ethan's point earlier, the Sixers moved the ball on offense and they moved on defense. You saw them scrambling around and moving. It wasn't that lethargic movement from the team. The team moved around. They showed some energy.
It did seem like they had a lot more energy tonight.
And they looked like they moved with purpose. Like it wasn't just like running around and running around. It looked like the rotation was there. Now again, it was Indiana, but so we'll see. But they definitely, you saw him. Guess what? Yes, they played the Pacers. We just played the Spurs, and you ain't see that against the Spurs.
But the Spurs, they had a Hall of Fame. But Marshawn Lynch, it was all about the bench production. The first 2 games we got like 9 points.
Martian Lynch.
Oh, Martian. Okay, Martian Lynch. We got 9 points off the bench one night and like 7 the night before. Tonight our bench scored like almost over 30 points.
It did. Mm-hmm. We scored more in this game than we did in the 3 games combined.
Yeah.
But you also saw the Sixers made a concerted effort of getting Embiid established down low a little bit more. And I don't think they made a concerted effort of that.
I
think they made a concerted effort of moving the ball.
You saying that, but it was a few times. It was a few times where Embiid dove down deep, got his man down there in deep position, and Harrell did it too. They got down in deep position early, and they passed the ball down there. So, but that's to your point about moving the ball. But I do think that they made a concerted effort to do that.
Everybody. I mean, I guess Doc got to get credit for that because we was killing him about that because the offense looked real stagnant. We was killing him. So when he come play, and they showed that they learned their lesson. Hopefully.
It's Wednesday. You'll know if they learned their lesson when we play Toronto on Wednesday and Friday.
A more athletic defensive team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. Bede actually made some nice passes too. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Back door.
Who was really defensively that was be able to stick Bede tonight? There was nobody there.
Well, the young boy coming in is a shot blocker.
They ain't had Miles Turner either tonight.
But the other young boy that they got in, I think he a rookie or second year player. He's a shot blocker.
He was not a scorer. He couldn't do nothing. And this was like he's playing with his little brothers. Let's see on Wednesday.
You keep talking about what Embiid did. I just told you Embiid only had 1 game where he scored 15 points. All the other games he scored in the 20s.
We already said that first game was suspect, and you know it was.
So
he scored 25 and 15 in the first game, and he just
That
had
first
40 and
game was
13.
suspect,
But
and
you
you know
keep
it
talking
wasn't.
like Embiid's been stink, and he hasn't played up to his. But don't make it like Embiid is out here scoring 16 points. Like he scored 20-something points, but it is against them. He's been scoring, and he's averaging 25, 26 points a game.
I seen the move. It was a lot of movement tonight. I seen a lot of movement.
You know what fool's goal is? That's what Embiid is. He's fool's goal.
So what y'all think about Maxey, man? What's up with this slump?
Yeah, yeah. So what's Maxey? If Embiid is fool's goal, what's Maxey?
Maxey in a little slump.
In a little slump.
He
hit the slump as soon as he got in the regular season.
Maxey looked like he forcing it. He not. Sometimes take what they give you. He had a couple threes he could have just pulled, but maybe he felt like he was off. He wasn't pulling them.
But
you gotta take what's there.
Truth be told, TJ McConnell gets under Max's skin. If you notice, every time he play against the Pacers, for some reason, he treats him like a young boy. And I
so what about the other teams so far?
I mean, Maxey struggling a little bit. It happens.
So would you say that that's fool's goal? So you sit up here and say, and listen, I do think Maxey's going to get out of it. I think it's just a matter of playing himself. I think they all got to find their rules. Like everybody, they got to find everything. But that being said, don't sit up here and tell me Embiid's fool's goal. But then with Maxey, you like, well, TJ kind of. So you want to say how TJ treats him like a young bull? You think that's giving an excuse that TJ McConnell treats him like a young bull?
Because
Maxey should be cooking TJ
gets away with a lot of pushing and fouling, and
Maxey should be cooking.
TJ fast. He got fast hands. He tries to anticipate your dribbles and picks you. He hustle. Listen, I respect TJ. You know why? Because he did what he had to do. He did. What
they going in on. They going at
stay in the league. He did what he had to do to stay in the league.
Listen,
they said stick to crocheting, Tim.
I will. And that's like I said, we'll see how Embiid. If he plays well, then I'm like, okay, Embiid's back. He's playing up to par. But right now, I don't see.
He had a good game. What he had? 26.
He didn't play well against Toronto in the playoffs.
I like that Embiid only took 3 threes too.
No,
because he had many opportunities, but he could have took more.
Yep.
He didn't settle and take that 3, man. That shows
he was efficient. 8 for 13.
He was
25 points on 8 for 13. That's efficient.
Yeah, I can't complain against him playing against his little brothers.
yeah, he worst them. Well, a win is a win, man. You got to take that win.
I'll take it.
We got the same record right now as the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah,
which ain't good.
And we both lost to the Spurs.
Right now, early in the season. Any of y'all, who's your surprise team? Y'all got any surprise teams out there early in the season? Anybody surprising y'all?
I think the Spurs is playing better than I thought they would.
They say Utah is playing better because they're supposed to be tanking. But
they're playing better without Mitchell. Utah playing better without Donovan Mitchell?
Mitchell and the boy Rudy.
Listen. Y'all know the Spurs is 2-1, and right now they up 103-71 over the Timberwolves in Minnesota. So we keep talking about the Spurs and how the Spurs playing good ball this year. They beat Sixers, they beat Indiana, they beat Minnesota right now. We'll see what it is. They dropped 36 points. They dropped 36 points on Minnesota in the third quarter. They outscored them 36-14.
They shot out lights off, so they must have real good shooters.
It's all situational. It's coming off a back-to-back against us and still beat us. So
no, I agree with you, but what I'm saying is the Spurs are not trash. The Spurs are not like Tim want to keep saying, well, we should have trashed the Spurs. I do agree that we should have beat the Spurs. I agree. But that being said, the Spurs are not trash.
We should have beat that game.
Okay, they're a young team that's not trash, and they know and they play together. They know how to play together.
The Blazers
their
right
system
now
is in place.
At 3-0, that's low. That's a low. I didn't expect to be 3-0. The Blazers. I expect them to have
me neither.
A step back. Even with Dame Dollar, but they are 3-0.
Spurs about to blow them boys out the water. Yeah. So wait, so is this a new thing the NBA doing? Because they said like San Antonio playing the Spurs tonight, and then they play again on Wednesday. So this what we doing now? Are they trying to eliminate as much travel? So they playing like back to backs at one team's home?
Who we play? What you say?
No, I was saying the Spurs and Minnesota's playing back to back, like how we playing Toronto back to back.
Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, we did that. We do that before a few times. So I don't know if this maybe that's
But when
how.
did they start doing that though? You playing the team back to back at
I
home.
remember we did that
I
against
don't remember this
Washington. I
ever
think.
happening.
No, we
But
did
it
that
used to be
before.
home. It used to be home and home against
Yeah, it's
Washington.
like home, but I don't remember it being where you just stayed over for like 3
Yeah.
seasons in one city.
Yeah, it seemed like they're doing a lot more of that now. Maybe that's some of the changes they did. So,
Joe. Is Joel top 5? So y'all gonna have
right
me look
now,
this up.
right
Is
now,
Joel a top 5 player in the NBA?
if you're talking about right now in this season, I might put Harden up in the top 5 right now.
I'm gonna go with no.
I'm gonna say Curry, Giannis, KD, Curry, Giannis, KD. Who?
Both from Memphis.
Are we talking about this year's production? Or are we talking about?
No, we're talking about right now. Yeah, this year
Right
production.
now. Right
I
now.
think Harden has to be up there.
Curry, Giannis, KD. You might have to go with you probably gotta go with Ja and Dame. I don't know.
I mean, KD right now averaging 29 and a half, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Harden's averaging like 28, 9 and 9.
Yeah, KD. You don't like KD?
I'm not saying I don't like him, but I'm just saying if we're talking about players, if we're talking about what players are doing right now, what they're doing right now, I'm saying you really got to look at what Harden does. And another thing, I do think, like, if we talk about Harden's defense, I continue to be impressed this season. When Harden's in shape, he actually plays solid defense down low. Like, even when he gets the he kind of plays like not as aggressive and not as strong as PJ Tucker, but he plays like that, like the guy that can't jump, but he uses his body to position himself for rebounds. And like when guys not just gonna come down here and muscle him out the way either.
Listen, Harden, I gotta say Harden's impressed me this year. He really, these first couple games, he had the one-off game, which you know it could happen, but he really seemed like he got himself in shape and he ready to ball.
Yeah,
he ready to ball.
29, 9 on 11. You
Yeah,
can't complain about that at all.
That's what Harden averaging.
That was his stat line for the night. 29, 9, and 11.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't that much worse than that coming into the game. I know, if I'm not mistaken, he was averaging like 28, and B was averaging 26, something like that. I think.
I didn't say Herbert. I didn't say Harden was a top 5 player. Wayne said that.
Yeah, if you're going off what people are doing so far this year, yes.
Yeah. Well, good game. Both teams play hard.
So far this year, I don't know if they averaged in tonight yet or not, but he's 26 points a game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. He's almost averaging a triple-double.
Yeah. Should George Niang be the first player off the bench? Do you like him?
Oh, Mr. Wing, Harden disappears in the 4th quarter. What was you watching today? I seen Harden come down and hit a couple clutch shots. Where was you watching?
Listen, Harden balled tonight. Harden actually put the team on his back.
He did.
He had some huge buckets at the end. This is my point about your best player sometime on the team being a guard. Embiid did his thing, but sometimes a guard just, since they have the ball in their hands so much and they can really stretch the floor, especially like a Harden, they really, really hard to stop. And they really have a lot of things they could do at the end of a game. Pass, shoot, drive to the basket. So it's a whole, it just, a lot opens up, especially for a player like Harden.
No, we'll see. All right. So this is it's an easy one. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Master of craft the way Embiid right now. The way Embiid still got to get in shape. I think Embiid will be a top tier player once he get back in shape. But you can see he's working his way back in shape. But if we're just going off what guys are producing right now, so far at this point, it's a small sample size, 3-4 games or whatever. But if you're talking about what guys have done with this sample size, Embiid wasn't as impressive. He just had 15 points the last game. So I don't know.
It's a long season.
That's still my guy. It's a long season though.
Yeah, I want to see Harden bounce back against this Toronto series. I want to see Max.
I want to see Harden against Toronto too.
I want to see Max.
This is a mini playoff series. To me, this is a little series that we're about to go through.
I think Toronto really don't like us.
Oh, they absolutely don't like us.
And
he shouldn't like them either. They elbowed him upside his head.
Yeah. This
Or head, buddy.
you might see the value of PJ Tucker in this little mini series right now too.
Yeah, we're gonna say, yep.
You'll see it.
All right,
y'all.
so.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for liking. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe.
Did he make it?
Is PSS? Did he make it?
Did he make it?
He said Ben just shot a 3.
No, that's
it must have been the end of the half, end of the quarter.
Shout out to Ben. Oh yeah, special shout out to the Phillies.
Absolute shout out to the Phillies and Bryce Harper, baby.
Yeah, Bryce. We are in the
whole squad.
Series.
The whole squad been Bryce playing different right now, man. Bryce.
Yo, did you
Bryce
see
on a different level right now?
The Phillies owner said he underpaid him.
Yeah, pretty much.
He paid him $330 million.
Some people making more money than that right now. But he the one putting them seats. He putting them butts in them seats, and he doing his thing, bro.
Yo, let me ask, if we did a Philly pod, y'all would y'all listen? Would y'all join on that Phillies pod?
Yeah, let us know if it's gonna be worth it.
Let us know in the comments. Y'all going to join that Phillies pod.
Think about coming in game 1.
Well, guess what? We'll be kind of doing the Phillies pod because they said the first five of the first 6 games in the World Series, the Sixers play that same night.
Wow.
so it's you gonna get some of both. You gonna get both.
Yeah. All right, catch y'all on Wednesday after the game. Make sure y'all stay out with us. We out.
Peace.